and welcome to another quick look with the Casual Hour. I'm Chase, that's Bobby. We're playing Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, and are you ready to reboot it up, Bobby?
Chase plus Bobby, 1 and 2, baby.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm down for
Bobby,
this.
I don't know if you know this about me. I love Advance Wars.
I didn't know if you loved Advance Wars. I know that you like what this genre basically is.
Yeah, but I think I love this genre because of Advance Wars. I know I'm much more of the Fire Emblem guy now, but we didn't get Fire Emblem immediately. The first ones of these, the first Intelligent
It should have
Systems
stayed
game,
that way.
I do not agree with that statement. The first one that we got of these was in 2001, actually famously September 10th, 2001. And then nothing happened after that. It was weird. It just came out and nothing was a big deal at all.
God.
Yeah, actually 9/11 totally fucked this game in Japan. They put this game out here, and then September 11th happened, and then they're like, maybe it's weird that there was a war thing that happened, and Nintendo said maybe we shouldn't bring out Advance Wars right now, because that's very much what happened with this game.
God.
Yeah,
They just can't dodge it, man.
History repeats, right?
Yep.
Anyway, let's not talk about the world. Let's talk about Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp here. This is a collection. It is brought to us by WayForward, makers of fine, very pretty video games.
Yes.
And Nintendo. This is published by Nintendo, obviously. And originally these were two separate games. Well, for us, they were two separate games. Advance Wars, like I said, came out September 10th, 2001. Advance Wars 2 Black Gold Rising came out later. In Japan, they never got the first one because of what we explained. They also never got the second one. And then right before the DS one, Dual Strike, Japan got a Game Boy Wars Advance 1+2. Because this series didn't start out as Advance Wars. This series started out as Famicom Wars on the original Famicom system in Japan. Now,
Nice.
we haven't gotten any of those. We got our first one with Advance Wars, but they made plenty of Wars games, Game Boy Wars, Super Famicom Wars. There's plenty of those games out there. But Advance Wars is kind of where this all started in the West. And I think these games are fantastic. These are turn-based strategy games. Very chess-like, where Fire Emblem is more like an RPG. This is very much more like chess, where you are actually playing with pieces. Absolutely. We'll go into my campaign here on the first game. As you can see, I put about 5 hours in. I'm on chapter 16. So we probably won't finish this mission, but we'll at least start it. We're playing against Sonya, who is part of Gold Comet. I think they were called Yellow Comet in the Advance game, or in the Game Boy Advance game. So that's a small, minor change here. But Sonya, she's the daughter of Kanbei. We've been beating up on Kanbei, so she's like, "Hey, Dad, what if I came in and tried it now?"
I really like the art that's happened here with this. I think that they've done a fantastic job modernizing this.
That's
this piece
Yeah,
here. Like, this stuff looks
Yes.
cool. I like that a whole lot.
I think these talking heads.
Yes.
I think these talking heads look nice. I think the units look nice. I like these environments. I wish there was a little bit more voice acting. There's a tiny bit. They'll say like part of a line, and then it'll just go back to
the only part
here.
that like I think is a little jarring is when you actually see battle animation. I think that's a little off.
Yeah, we'll see some of that here in a second. I will say the original game's pixel art is still pretty darn perfect to me. I mean, I'm happy they made this reboot here.
Yeah.
But I think I would have been just as happy if they just put out these two titles on Nintendo Switch Online and just said, "Hey, you get these games now."
That
Anyway,
boat
so
can hustle.
what we're doing. Oh yeah, the landers, they're pretty good. So let's go through the types of units here that you've got. We've got medium tanks, which are actually, despite the name, the largest tanks you can get in this game. They will make bigger ones for Advance Wars 2. and even bigger ones for subsequent games after that. There are regular tanks, which I don't have any at the moment. Oh, I could just show you with the base here.
Yeah.
So every unit has a different amount of move that they can do. They have different vision. You can see that we are on a Fog of War map. Not every map is like this, but some maps are where each unit's vision only goes so far, and the rest of it is hidden from your view, and same for you with the enemies. So you'll want to take advantage of specific tiles like these forest tiles, or these, I guess I call them woods. If you hide in the woods, unless a unit is adjacent to it, they just can't see what's in these woods. Same for shoals.
Yeah.
I guess, God, they used to call them shoals. Now they're called reefs in this game. But, I mean, backing up a little bit more, again, these are turn-based strategy games. You get to pick your movement of your units here, and then once all of your units have moved, you can end your turn, and then it's the opponent's turn, and they'll do the same.
There's no
our goals
hotkey
here
for ending the turn, right? You have to go into that menu every time?
No. Yeah, you have to go to that menu. I think there's actually an option... Maybe not. Maybe there used to be an option in the Game Boy one where if you finished moving all of your units, it would just auto move to the next turn. Or maybe Fire Emblem does that.
Yeah.
One of them does. But you've got a number of options here. There are also a number of win conditions. So one of them is to wipe out the other player's units entirely. Another one is to come and capture their headquarters, which you can do using your infantry units. These units, mech units, or infantry units can both capture properties. And in this specific mission that we're playing, you see there at the top center where it says 7 and 10. This mission is about capturing a specific amount of properties. I don't know, I can't remember how many they want each of us to capture, but we're going to try to capture more than they do, because that is the win condition here. So we'll take this lander, we'll land it on this beach, and we'll drop off our unit there, and oh god, they've got a tank just sitting there waiting.
Just waiting.
Good news is we got a battleship that is an artillery unit, which means we can fire from far away.
Good animation.
Good animations. I think the original Advance Wars also had some really good animations. I could be wrong on this, but I think in the original Advance Wars, you could button out of those. You could just skip those
I don't know what they mean, but
or you could even turn the animations off.
If you go into the settings really quick,
yeah,
go to options, visual A, B, and C. I don't quite know what those change, but there's
So you can see here, view battle and capture animation. We turn to B, just the battle animation, so you won't see the little soldiers step on the
buildings.
The buildings, right, to capture them. Or you can only view your own battle animations and not the enemies, or you can turn all that off, which is fine, but I still like to sometimes see them, but also choose when to not see them. Like, I just want to be able to hit the start button and skip the animation sometimes, but also see it sometimes and not have to go into that menu and turn it off and on.
Yeah.
Again, Fire Emblem kind of does that, so it's a little weird that some games don't. Let's see, what else do I want to do here? We have other artillery units like rockets, and then we can go back into the base here, and there are also these normal artillery units. They have different ranges of fire, but they also have different costs. This artillery costs 6,000. These rockets cost 15,000. I can't make more boats unless I capture a property like this, a seaport, and seaports can then build new water units. And then you also have, those are also seaports. I guess there's no airport in this, but there are flying units as well. I guess not in this map, but you can use airports to build more flying units. So sometimes you'll get missions like these where you can build more units. Oh, I do have a seaport, so I can show you battleships. They cost a lot.
Yeah, those are expensive.
But they're also incredibly cool units as well.
Yeah.
So they're kind of worth their cost. Some missions let you have bases and build more units. Some are pre-deployed, where you have a set amount of units and you have to make do with what you can do with them. and I think that adds an interesting bit of challenge to this game.
Have you found
play it in
that
these different ways?
Each one of these levels is going to play out in a pretty predetermined way, or do you think there's some sort of reaction, smart AI that happens with this? Because
I think at least at the beginning of the game here, and I think where I am is still kind of in the beginning.
Yeah.
There are certain strategies the game is trying to teach you.
Yeah.
Where there's a very specific mission that's a ways away from where we are now, or way back from where we are now, and that one has, hey, there's this giant force in front of you, and it's going to be a real bitch to try to kill all these things. But the game is trying to tell you in that mission, you don't have to wipe out the whole enemy. All you have to do is take their HQ, and they've left their HQ wide open. So why don't you take this transport, run this guy quickly over to their HQ, and steal it before their units are able to.
Is that the one where you
crush
first meet the medium tank?
It might be.
I think that's.
Yeah.
I think I
maybe it is, because it's like, oh shit, they've got medium tanks.
Yeah.
We can't stop them, but we don't have to stop them because we can just put this guy on a helicopter and send him over and capture this thing before they can even stop us.
Is there anything that's different on this game outside of its look?
It's tough to tell, because I think there are some small things. I think there might be some small localization things, like I mentioned with Gold Comet versus Yellow Comet, or the way some battle animations might work. For the most part, I think these are basically the same. It is very possible, though, because they did put Advance Wars 1 and 2 together in this collection, that there might be some small balance changes to how the units function. I know there are some balance changes between Advance Wars 1 and Advance Wars 2 on the Game Boy Advance. So I don't know if they combined those here and said, oh, actually all the units now function the same across both games, or if you go into Advance Wars 2, if they have kept that kind of custom tuning from
the one thing I'm seeing here is
sure.
The key differences between Reboot Camp and the original games are the new art style, re-recorded soundtrack, the use of 3D graphics, and the addition of online versus functionality.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Also, a thing, there's another thing they changed where in the original Advance Wars, you had to complete missions in very specific ways, or with very specific characters, to unlock them for versus mode. And in this game, they have made that a little bit easier, so you don't have to go down these very specific routes to unlock these characters. They just kind of unlock over the course of the game. So that can be kind of nice. There's not much else I can do here. I'm just going to try to get some guys around here so I can bring my lander back and load up with these other units and bring them across. So the other thing here to mention is the different COs, the different commanding officers.
Yeah.
So I'm playing as Sammy right now. Sammy, her infantry units are stronger. They take less damage. They do more damage. They also capture more efficiently. So other units will be able to take 10 spaces on the city. You see in the bottom right corner it says capture 20. So generally, units will have to capture in 2 turns to be able to get this city claimed for our side. Sammy's units are able to do 1.5 times the amount of capture, so they could get up to 15, which on one hand still takes 2 turns, but you can capture cities with fewer units. So if this unit gets damaged and doesn't have 10 health anymore, it can still end up capturing that thing. Let's just end our turn. Let's see what the enemy does here. Sonya, who we're playing as, you see that tank has a question mark on it?
Yeah.
Sonya's power is that, or Sonya's kind of ability is that she obscures some of the battlefield for you, where I don't know how much life that tank has left. I can take a guess. I hit it with the battleship, which took 70-something%, so I'm going to guess it's about at 3. But if with a large amount of units on screen at any one time, it could be like, okay, I don't know if I've actually damaged this thing beforehand or not. It can be a little dicey.
I do like the designs of these characters.
I do too. I mean, I liked them in the original game as well. They have gotten a little bit of change. They actually got changed in the original Advance Wars. Grit wasn't wearing this kind of bigger brimmed hat. He was wearing like a more military looking cap. And then in later games, they said, okay, let's give him the kind of cowboy hat again. And they changed that back. Olaf, who is the leader of Blue Moon, a different faction here that Grit's a part of, in the Japanese version of the Game Boy Advance one, he looked more like Santa Claus. Like, he actually had a Santa cap on.
Oh, wow.
And had a big white beard. Where in this game, he's got kind of like the Russian hat with the ear flaps and a brown beard. So it is weird how there's been some localization differences, but more or less they have kind of connected those, eventually merged those into kind of what the characters look like now. I don't think this game looks different in Japan than what it looks like here. So they might have just said, this is what Olaf looks like now. Don't worry about it.
Olaf ain't such a bad guy, you know?
Anyway, Grit's power... Grit's actually one of my favorite characters. He is really good with artillery units. His artillery units have increased range, which is really good, and increased power. But the trade-off is that his tank units, or any direct combat units, like his infantry, all of those are slightly weaker than generally other characters. So that can make him a bad pick for some specific stages, but in other stages it can make him absolutely broken to play against. And I generally like having that giant range, so it's fun to play with him.
Those are weird tanks.
Yeah, one of the interesting things, even though this is very cartoonish, all of the Advance Wars units that you see here from all the different armies are actually based on real military units, even though they're cartoony. So our tanks, the Orange Star tanks, I think. Now, hey, I'm not an expert here. I think these are kind of based on the Abrams tank, like the American military tank. But even though that tank looks different than this one, functionally in this game these are the same. But this would be based on some other country's tank style.
Yeah, I am not a military aficionado by any stretch.
Yeah.
But those definitely look cool.
Yeah. Alright, so even though she's got this guy down to 9, he's still able to capture quite a bit. He'd still be able to capture this city in 2 turns, where if previously, if I was playing with a different...
It would have been 3.
CO, I would have to take 3 turns to get them.
That's nice.
So we're gonna... Let's crush this cruiser. That could be a bad deal for our submarines. We don't want that. And that tank isn't really doing much to our other units, so we'll...
Is there anything that would deter... Like, what's the qualifier for, like, a guaranteed wipe on a hit? Is there, like, a matching, like, Fire Emblem, like, rock, paper, scissors stuff going on here?
Yes and no. I mean, there's not a weapon triangle, so it's not as cut and dry like that. But there are some units that are specifically good against other units. Like there is, let me show you back at the base here. There is specifically an anti-air unit. So you can see there it is the circles, I believe, mean it is really good against copters. It is really good against planes. It does extra bonus damage to those. I think the triangle means it's bad against tanks, so it doesn't do as well against other vehicles. And then the circle, I think, means kind of normalish damage, so it does okay against those units. Artillery seems to be really good against ships, I think. I don't actually understand what these symbols mean 100%.
Let me see if I can look that up.
Okay. Yeah, I don't quite know, but I mean generally I know anti-air missiles. Those are the ones you use against air units. These cruisers, they're really good against submarines, so they can just destroy enemy submarines pretty easily. Usually like 1 turn. And then they're also relatively good against air units. These subs, one of the cool things you can do with subs, or what I've done here, is you can have them dive. So even if you're not on a Fog of War map, you can have these guys disappear from the enemy. They just can't see them unless they are, again, adjacent to them. Like like that. That's not good. He sees that he's gonna see this sub just like I can see his sub, because even though they both have dived under the water, because we're right next to each other, we can both see, and he's going to get the attack turn and probably kill that unit dead.
Yes, that's a death.
So that's not good. The diving, while good, it does use up more fuel when you do that, so that's going to make that unit less effective over time. So generally, we want to make sure that we're being a little.
How are you restocking your boats out there? Do you have to go back to shore?
They have to go back to a seaport, yes. Or I think if they are next to an APC, the APC can also resupply them. I know the APC can do that for land units. I'm not sure if it can do it for sea units as well.
And I might have missed this when we first started, but how are you moving your tanks and shit across right now? You load them up.
Just how I'm showing you.
Okay.
You have to put them into these landers.
Okay.
Landers can take up to 2 land units, and they can move them across water.
Perfect.
Water units obviously can go across water, and then air units can obviously fly across any sort of land there. That's all we can do. We're gonna hope that we can live through.
Yeah, let's see what happens
He's
here.
got a battleship too. This submarine is absolutely fucked. That's for sure. Oh, she's got some artillery unit too. That's not good.
Yikes!
Ooh,
yikes!
That hurt a lot.
She looks so sweet while being so mean.
And also, I don't know where. Oh, these guys might be dead. I don't know where that artillery unit is.
Oh, this guy's very dead. Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. This guy's very dead. I'll tell you that.
Your submarine?
Yeah, not completely. Okay,
that's a little sub on sub action. I think they're okay.
Okay, I'm surprised at how not dead that is.
Oh, I forgot to ask. Is there difficulty settings?
So, there are. So I'm actually playing on casual mode right now. I don't know how much easier that makes the game. I haven't seen like the exact numbers.
Okay.
But the original Advance Wars did not have that, so
But there's nothing like permadeath or anything, right?
Well, I mean, there is, but because this isn't an RPG like Fire Emblem,
you get them back.
You don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like playing a game of chess. Like once we're done with the game of chess, the pieces go back in the box, and now you play a different game. So, yeah, I mean, there is permadeath. If this unit dies, it's gone. But it doesn't matter. These aren't real people.
Do you still favor Fire Emblem over this because of that?
I think so. I like the idea of building up characters and having a rapport and getting skills and things like that. And that's not what this game is. This game is pure strategy.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. I love that. This guy can't capture this turn, and he's totally dead next turn. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get some more intel here. I'm going to move him to this city next to these 2 forests and see if I can maybe figure out where that artillery is from the enemy. So I'll try going
totally
that. Okay, I didn't see it. So I know they got nothing in this area.
Yeah.
That artillery was able to hit me though, so it has to be in this forest, or one of these 2.
There's some shenanigans in those woods, Chase.
Yeah, I could start moving stuff down here, but there's already some tank stuff down there. I think you know what, we will put our guy down here. We'll at least drop our tank, because I'm not too worried about what the enemy can do.
I know why they do it. I think it's a little shitty that you don't get to move something that's being like that tank coming out of the lander should not be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's not doing anything.
I see what you mean, but yes, that's certainly a balance thing right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Do you find this game to be? I don't want to say fair. I mean, because it's up to you to use what you're being taught from strategy. But like, they're not the same. But I'll call out XCOM. XCOM felt cheap a lot of the times we were playing it. Do you feel like there's anything like that at play here? Or do you feel like most of what you would run into is by your own demise versus the game being punitive?
No, I think this game is very fair. And I mean, they build you up in all of these missions to kind of have a clear idea of what you're supposed to be doing. So I think if you mess that up, it's a little bit on you. But I don't know. I mean, sometimes they'll stack the deck against you, but you are also smarter than the computer in a lot of ways, or have the capacity to be smarter than the computer and play the game more effectively. I don't know. I think this game's really fair. I was able to load up my CO power, so I'll show off that the next turn, and then we'll probably bounce out of here. Okay. We're not going to actually finish this mission, but I want to show off a couple other things. Sonia's about to use her special move as well.
You're such an open book.
And I don't remember what her special move is.
Enhanced vision.
So I think I don't think I really get to tell what happens here, but if I was playing as Sonia, I think she gets a larger field of vision on Fog of War maps. And I think she also gets some other extra bonus as well.
It looks like power.
I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if they actually get increased power. I think that's still about as powerful as they used to be, but it did give. I think it just enhances all of her units' sight for one turn. Okay, that guy. Sorry, buddy.
He's gone.
Yeah, that battleship will hurt a little bit.
Yeesh.
Ooh, a lot of it. It's all right. I don't think I really need that cruiser at the moment for anything. I took out their sub. Okay, that hurts a little bit. Oh, she's bringing the pain down here in the south.
She's saying you ain't going anywhere down there. Jesus.
Yeah, that's a lot of bad stuff there. And this is not a good time to use this, but I'm going to show it anyway.
You've gone too far this time, Sonia.
So Sammy's special is called Double Time, and I think it lets her units, infantry units, I think it lets them move twice as far. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, not twice as far. 1.5 times as far. I think it helps them capturing as well. Not 100% sure on that. All right. I know she's got an artillery unit hidden somewhere in here.
Yep.
I fear it's going to be right there. That'd be the worst spot. Because I want to put my tank there. We're going to see. I might get trapped and just lose my turn. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. So now I'm hidden here. So she just can't hit me with all these things. She's got to wait for something else to happen. We're going to put this boat here. We're going to drop that to get our vision. Those recon units have way better vision than most other units. Let's move our battleship down here. Artillery units can't fire the same turn they moved, but they've got this giant range, so now a bunch of stuff is in range, so whenever she brings more units down here, I've got a little bit more support there. We'll use this sub, and we'll try to sink this battleship. There also is, you can hit right trigger, and you can speed it up a little bit. I think that's nice, but I don't think that's enough. I really would rather just be able to hit the plus button.
Be done with it.
Skip.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's something you can't. I mean, I know what you're saying. You can like turn it completely off, which sucks, but having the option to like, okay, I don't need to watch it this time. That would be good.
Like sometimes I was like, I want to see my rockets fuck this guy up. And then other times you're like, I don't need to see these infantry guys fight each other. So okay, I bought another big battleship. That could be really dangerous for somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think this cruiser isn't able to hit other boats. Just submarines and air units, and I don't think she's got any more of those. So what I can do though is put that here, and so now I've blocked this boat from going down here. I don't know if that really strategically helps at all, but I've at least blocked these two boats, these two landers, from bringing anything down to the south. What I also did though was, since I moved that, I lost the vision that boat was giving me, so now I have no idea where these units are going to go. Anyway, that's the kind of push and pull here. Also, I'm playing this map pretty poorly in that, again, the goal is to capture properties, and I have not been doing that.
Yeah, we're showing
really
stuff off. That's a quick look.
Yeah. I will shoot these tanks one more time before this guy dies.
He's going to
go out in a blaze of glory.
Look at him go. There he is.
That's not good strategy.
No,
it's not good strategy. So we will yield. Yep, we're gonna yield here. Nell, I think it's also gonna be pretty important.
Yes, thank you, Nell.
Yeah, maybe I won't go to the north next time. Maybe I'll just throw all my guys in the south and see what happens.
I like Nell's early game, just head bouncing the entire time. Hey, I just blew up all these units. I'm gonna shake my head and glory at them.
Oh yeah, all cool there. So very quickly, we're not going to show off Advance Wars 2. I haven't put any time into.
Is it open right now, or do you have to get through the first game?
So it says it's locked, but then I just hit the A button on it. It's like, hey, you haven't finished Advance Wars 1. Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. And then it goes, okay, here it is.
Okay.
It's so it looked locked, but it's not locked.
Got it.
There are a few more things here. One, Hachi's shop. This was available in the first game as well. Hachi, he just sells you a handful of things. Mostly these are versus maps or war room maps here.
This is what you like play PvP stuff with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. There's also some PvE stuff in here as well. The war room specifically, you can buy. Like I can buy this case that has a bunch of maps in it. There are COs. What you have to unlock these with certain conditions in the main campaign. I believe it is just getting to certain chapters to unlock COs to buy. All the COs so far have been 900 coins, if that matters to you.
Okay.
And then there's also music that you can buy, and you can just listen to these in the gallery. It looked like there was some artwork there too. Hang on, let me go back. Alright, shut up, Hachi. Let me see the stuff. Look at that. Oh, neat. I could buy some Nell artwork. Let's buy it. Oh.
It's yours.
Fantastic. Yeah, take a bath, people. It's important information.
Thank you.
So I can go to the gallery, and I can see. Oh, that's my card. Look at me, or my medal. It's music. Oh, look at this Nell artwork. That's great.
Lucky
is that worth
Star, Lady Luck.
Probably not.
She is a keen strategist.
The War Room. These are kind of challenge maps where you can do these. You can get a set score at the end, so that's kind of your way of showing off. Oh, look at the score I got to your friends.
But they don't unlock anything else.
Points by playing these as well. I don't believe so.
Okay.
I think these are just one-off missions that you can play with maybe a little challenge to them. The versus, that is the PvP mode. There is a single console, which I think is pretty cool. Like if you just wanted to pass it around,
neat. Yeah.
But you could also have multiple controllers on the same Switch, or having local stuff. The design room, this is a cool thing that was always in the original maps. You had a way to design maps. The map editor, I think, is very useful here. You can't make exactly what they can make in the campaign, because they can make maps of really, really small sizes or really, really large sizes. You do get some size difference in the maps that you make here. but you can't get as small or as big as they do in the actual campaign. But you can make plenty of really cool maps, and I used to spend a lot of time in Advance Wars making maps and then playing some stuff.
You think you'll do that again?
You wanted to make maps. Maybe. We'll see. I really liked making maps where I had a bunch of units, but they were all pre-deployed, and I couldn't build any more units. Or, sorry, the other way around. Having the enemy have a ton of pre-deployed units, but they couldn't make any more. And then I had very few units to start out with, but I had the ability to build more units. And it was kind of, hey, can I outlast the enemy and build enough stuff that then I can go do a big siege on their bigger area. And I thought that was really fun to play those. There are also ways to share maps online, which is super cool. They have that ability in the DS game, I believe. The DS games had ways of sharing your maps. The Game Boy Advance ones did not. And then there's online. We haven't tested this out yet. We will, as part of one of our casual Mondays. You and I are going to check in on Advance Wars and see what it's like playing online. But right now, I think you can only play with your friends. So if I try to do new match,
got it.
It says, you don't have any friends who are playing this game, or at least no friends who are playing this game who are online. So there's no way to just randomly play anybody online or have any kind of matchmade stuff there. You got to be friends, so you got to share those friend codes, people.
Share your friends.
But that's it. That's Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. I think they did a pretty admirable job here. I still kind of want to go back and play with the Game Boy Advance graphics. I kind of like maybe. Could they have given me the Halo Anniversary Edition ability to hit a button and see what it looks like on the Game Boy Advance? Yeah, I guess they could have, but it's fine. I think this game is still really fun to play. I think having this new art style and calling it a reboot is going to get a lot more people to try it out, rather than just having the original games put on Nintendo Switch Online. So in that sense, I'm glad that it's here and people are talking about Advance Wars again. I think the plan, or at least the hope for somebody like WayForward or maybe even Intelligent Systems, is that this really catches on and they can make a brand new Advance Wars game.
For sure.
Because that series has kind of been dead in the water for a while. But also Fire Emblem has completely exploded in popularity. So Intelligent Systems is very busy making a ton of Fire Emblem, which I'm also okay with. But it has meant that Advance Wars has kind of gotten the short end of the stick for this last almost decade of time.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah. But it's out now. It's on Switch. It's $60.
Yep.
60? 50? 60. $60. 60 bones. You can use one of your Nintendo ticket things. Like, you could buy those 2 tickets and spend one on Tears of the Kingdom and spend your other one on this. That's what I did. I know that's what you did. I think that's what our other co-host Johnny did as well.
Yep.
This is just a really good strategy game, and I'm glad that it's back, and I can't wait to play more of it.
Yeah, man. And we will be doing just that on Monday night. Well, every Monday, I should say. We do casual Mondays, and we play games much like this one, Advanced Wars being a turn-based strategy game. That's kind of our shit over there on casual Mondays. So if you dig that, deck builders, run-based games, turn-based strategy, Chase and I hang out every Monday at 10:30 p.m. Central on twitch.tv/casual hour, where we get to play games like that. He did mention our co-host Johnny, who joins us every Wednesday night for our live recording of our podcast, The Casual Hour, right there on Twitch at 10:30 p.m. Central as well. And then on Fridays, it's usually a Johnny and Bobby type thing where we get together and play kind of a flavor of the week. We've done Mario Kart with our community. We've done Sons of the Forest. We've done Shatterline. We've done Call of Duty. We've done it all. So Friday nights, we also just get together as a catch-all grab bag of fun right there on Twitch. And if you're into these quick looks, you should like and subscribe right here on YouTube for a few reasons. We do these twice a week on Tuesday and Thursday morning at 10 a.m., but we also bring all of our Twitch live streams as video on demands right here to our YouTube channel. So if you can't tune in live, you can always check out what we've been up to right here on YouTube. And if you just want to hear us talk, our podcast goes live every Friday morning, 10 a.m. Central, wherever you listen to your podcast. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this with you on Monday. I think it'll be cool to get your theory on stuff as I'm learning the ropes.
Yeah, definitely. And for everyone else out there, go play this game. I love it. I love it so much, and
it's
I want
very
them to
good.
make more. So go support Advance Wars. It's really, really good. Anyway, thank you all.
Thanks.